Welcome to Come to Mama, where we nurture souls. I haven't been on here for a little while, and I had, a couple of things that I had popped in my mind that I needed to address with. So one of the things that popped in my mind a couple of days ago was that we need to be mindful who we have children with. We need to choose wisely. I say this a lot to my daughters and my sons because if you're not careful, when you decide to have children, it could be just that much harder for you to even parent your children with the complications and stresses of just dealing with the other person's personality issues in case they don't work out. Even if things don't work out, if you still choose wisely to have somebody that's solid in a lot of ways, in particularly emotionally solid. You would know this by the way that they treat their own family members, mothers, fathers, siblings, or their other children. A lot of times, they're emotionally stable and they care. They have empathy, sympathy, um, and just genuine unconditional love. Okay. But because usually what happens is that when you're dealing with care from parents that they need, because a lot of times with the emotional the inability to control emotions, they act out on emotions against each other and they don't think about the children. Okay. um so I think I just a couple things I wrote down, but I don't have my glasses, so it's hard for me to read. So I said someone solid, mentally and um, I just think mentally that you would be able to co-parent with them a lot easier when you do have children. Um, I don't know why this message came to me recently, but I see a lot of people having issues with um, co-parenting. Um, I have been one of those. I've had these issues before, but what I try to do is I try to make it a business transaction, taking the emotion out of it. Because in our relationships, we all move on. We all move on. We find new loves, but it doesn't erase the fact that at one time you loved this person and you guys created a child. And it doesn't erase the fact that because you and that parent can't get along, that you don't love your children. But we need to be very careful because what I see is a lot of people just out here having children willy nilly with anybody, men and women. And you will suffer down the line, and so are your children. Because I have seen situations where one of the parents is just so difficult to deal with that I see why people walk away. You know, I see why, because it's just nothing you can do to make things right in that person's eyes, and they fight you in every single solitary way that they can to um, you be a parent to your own child. And I'm talking about men and women. Okay, so choose wisely. Choose wisely. You know, if the sex is good and the person is handsome and they look good and they'll make a beautiful baby, well, that in the long run, that beautiful baby that's going to be looking good isn't going to have a good quality of parenting going on in their lives to help them be who they need to be to grow into whoever it is that they choose to be. Or just having that um, steady foundation. Okay. Another thing that I wanted to talk about was I'm just going over my notes real quick so I can get my thoughts all together. Okay, I guess another thing that I wanted to talk about was what I've been noticing is that everybody is broken in some way. Even your most put together people, your most intellectual people, um, your artists, um, we tend to think that, if you were a lower class type of person, and I'll just give examples, maybe you don't make as much money, or you don't have a lot of education, or, you know, you are emotionally intelligent, you're not emotionally intelligent, that you tend to be worse off in some way, meaning that we're all tweaked differently. And whatever traumas or situations that happened in our lives that caused us to think the way we do, behave the way we do, you know, um, we all have our own issues. And so what I have been noticing when I see this, because I just have a lot of empathy towards these types of situations. And what I do is I try to exercise non-judgment. At least I try to. When I find myself being judgmental about situations and things, I try my best to not be judgmental. Most of the time, as long as it doesn't spill over into my life, meaning that I might see a family member or a friend or even a stranger, and they're having issues, and I try to have um, unconditional love for them rather than um, judging them, and just trying to say, maybe that person's just hurting and that's why they behave the way they do, instead of me, why they act like that. They know better than that. I try not to do that. So I want to pull some oracle cards just to see what spirit has to say, because I usually do this, and from my magic tarot or magic herb oracle. Now I might have an issue reading this because I don't have my glasses and I'm cozy in my bed. It's very very late. The spirit, please provide me a message for the collective. Yeah, I'm up late. I need to go make me some chamomile tea to help me get some rest. Creativity. Let's read what creativity means. And all this that I'm speaking, if it pertains to it at all, or maybe it's another message. And the herb for creativity is ginger. Now I'm going to be squinting here because I have number 14. Creativity. Follow your instincts. There is strong potential in something you are associated with or thinking about, connecting to at the moment. Inspirations, ideas, and confirmation should be coming through. And this is also the start of something you new that will have a lasting positive effect. A breakthrough is also indicated So whatever you do, keep the momentum or restart it. With any project or work or personal challenge you are currently undertaking, it's also a great time to immerse yourself in creativity and art. Whether doing it yourself or being an being an appreciator and supporter. Well, maybe this doesn't necessarily have anything to do with the subjects that I spoke about, but I think it does. It's definitely giving me a message of, that there's a strong potential in something that I'm associated with or thinking about um, connecting to or at the moment, and that is me reaching out into the world and talking to, you know, um, those who, need, their souls nurtured in some type of way. I'm here. Mama is here. And if you would like to have a life path reading, in general, if you have any to contact me, I have put my email in the chat. All right. Have a good evening. Sending love and positive vibrations to all.